All right, let's go into some other issues ahead of Andrew Bolt's interview tonight with Cardinal Pell. Well, new allegations emerged overnight that Victoria Police are again investigating George Pell. It comes as the police face intense scrutiny over how they've allowed the original investigation to take place with the lack of evidence available, and also it comes alongside a number of other matters that might cause some to question the very integrity of justice and policing in the state of Victoria. I'm joined now by Victoria's Shadow Attorney-General, Ed O'Donoghue, in Melbourne. Thank you for your time, Ed. It's great to have you on the program. You wrote a terrific op-ed today in the Australian newspaper, and obviously the High Court's unanimous decision overturning the Victorian Court of Appeal's decision in the Pell case is a huge embarrassment, I have to say, for Victorian police and the legal system. But there's also the police using a defence barrister to inform on clients. That's the Lawyer X, the notorious Lawyer X case. And the fact that senior political staff from the government are now senior police. And the bizarre refusal to prosecute the so-called red shirts rip-off, where dozens of Labor MPs signed blank timesheets to send taxpayer-funded staff to do political work for the Labor Party. Surely all of this, even without Cardinal Pell, says there are serious questions that have to be answered in Victoria.
There are serious questions that have to be answered, Peter, and thank you for having me on the show. It's good to be with you. The issues you've just rolled off there, when looked in totality, do raise serious questions that Daniel Andrews, the Labor Premier, simply refuses to answer. He's very good at brushing off issues, saying there's nothing to see here. But I think the High Court decision in the Pell matter has crystallised for many their concerns about the operation of the justice system in Victoria. I know, as the Shadow Attorney General, I've had contact from many senior figures in recent days, barristers and others, who are concerned about the justice system in Victoria. Of course, the Lawyer X Royal Commission, the Nicola Gobbo Royal Commission, which you referred to, has suspended public hearings. They've nearly concluded, but they've already revealed many startling things. That the 3 chief commissioners failed to keep diaries of key times and events during the Lawyer X scandal. There's been simple document management. Victoria Police has been unable to provide documents that have been requested by the Commission, which goes to their ability to respond to subpoenas and the like. And more broadly, on the Cardinal Pell issue, the decision to pursue this matter so vigorously by Victoria Police, by the DPP in Victoria, and the fact that it went all the way to the High Court and was dealt with so comprehensively in a 7-0 unanimous decision by the High Court. All these issues, coupled with the red shirts rort scheme, where Labor members of Parliament, 21 Labor members of Parliament, including now senior ministers, signed blank timesheets for the taxpayer to pay so they could go off campaigning. I mean, just unbelievable behaviour from those Labor MPs, and no one has been held accountable for that.
Look, there appears to be this, and it was raised on the Royal Commission, a get Pell mindset in the Victoria Police. We know that senior police involved in initial interviewing of the Cardinal, flew to Rome and other things, are in the running for the Chief Commissioner's job in Victoria, that there are political staff or staff that worked in political offices, I'll frame it that way, that are now in senior positions in the police. There's what looks to me to be a deliberate leak from the police to the Herald Sun today about alleged further investigations of George Pell. I mean, where is this all going to land? I have to say, it appears to be, certainly raises questions of potentially corrupt behaviour, and it feels to me, looks to me like a Fitzgerald a sort of mindset here in Victoria. What are you asking as the opposition Attorney General, Shadow Attorney General? What do you want to see here?
Well, we want to see the legal profession, the legal institutions that are critical to our democracy, that are critical to the functioning of Victoria, respected, upheld, and the community has confidence in those institutions. That has never been more important than now. With the state of emergency, Parliament has been suspended. We don't know when we will sit again, and we in effect have a kitchen cabinet of 8 people running Victoria with very little opportunity for scrutiny, no question time, no Parliament to review the actions of the executive. This is where the legal, the separation of powers, the courts, the police, and the other parts of the justice system are so critical in holding the executive to account and providing that check and balance.
Can I just jump in there, though, too, Ed O'Donoghue? Importantly, and I think it went pretty much unremarked, it was a Thursday or a Friday not long ago that there was also a new specialised cabinet sworn in. The Premier in Victoria announced it after he had this sworn in by the Governor. That's also a concern for transparency, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, Peter. To have, in effect, 8 members of the Cabinet running the government with no opportunity for questioning and scrutiny in the Parliament raises all sorts of concerns, In effect, the traditional Cabinet process has been bypassed and a hand-picked kitchen cabinet is now running Victoria. So the issues that are around with the legal system are only magnified because of the concentration of power in an unprecedented way with the Premier and his refusal to respond or deal with these issues.
OK, well, just before we go, what do you want to see happen? And look, if there was an election in the offing, you could end up running the system of the justice in Victoria, or at least even the police force. What do you want to see happen? Do you want a royal commission? Is it a judicial inquiry? Where to now?
Oh, look, I think in the first instance, we need the Premier to come out and make some very clear statements. His statements following the High Court decision, I think, were curious and not ideal, let's put it that way. We need to see greater transparency, greater accountability from the Premier, and we want to see respect for the organs of the state, particularly the legal profession and the legal system.
All right, got to leave it there. Ed O'Donoghue, Shadow Attorney General in Victoria, thanks for your time.